Kampai. Man, if only our viewers heard what we talked about off camera.
Yeah.
We'd end
We're
the
just
show
becoming
in a minute.
old men.
Seriously.
Back in my day,
We could do this, but we can't do this anymore.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Austin, what are we talking about today?
So I thought it'd be fun for us to talk about weddings.
Yeah.
Because just to add a little bit of personal information, I'm going to Kyoto next week to look at wedding spots.
Yes.
I'm very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
However, Yui wants to look at, or she wants a really traditional wedding.
Okay.
And when I mean traditional, I mean Japanese traditional.
Okay.
Not getting married in a church.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at like different temples to go to, and I'm still really unsure of like what Japanese weddings look like, but it's completely different.
You wear Japanese clothes, you walk in a line, and you drink sake together.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, I'm
Why
sorry.
you gotta
I'm sorry.
spoil it for me like that?
There are other things you do too. But that's part of it.
Why you gotta spoil it? But yeah, so like she was showing me pictures of like what we do, and it's like, so she wears kimono and I wear like a
Hakama.
Hakama. That's what it is.
Do you know hakama just means pants?
Really?
Like that's all it is. Because it's like
I just wear
like,
pants, no shirt. Just
no,
like, yeah, baby.
no, because it's like because in traditional Japanese clothing you don't have pants, so they put the pants on top of their kimono.
I see.
And that makes it more formal. So it's literally I'm wearing pants that makes it formal.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really crazy. So, my concept of weddings is very Western.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not even religious, but it's like the idea of like not being married in a church is foreign to me.
Yeah.
That's just where you go to have weddings.
Yeah. In Japan, that's where you go to have weddings too.
I mean, fair. Yeah, a lot of people. It's actually really like a strange phenomenon that I think, because it's like Christianity is just not a thing here.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you'll every once in a while you'll meet Christians, but it's like this country is not religious.
Yeah.
But people get married in churches.
Yeah. As someone who had a wedding in Japan, I can tell you all the stuff. We actually did it on a very, very tight budget.
Yeah. So we are too.
And that tight budget was like 1,500,000 yen. So 150万 yen, right? So that was okay. But also because Natsumi used to work at the reception hall where we had our wedding reception.
No kidding.
So it was pretty nice.
Nice.
But I'll tell you, dude, the thing that is very different from American weddings, at least I can only speak for American weddings, is just how scripted everything is in Japan. Yeah. And it's weird. Like you have like a wedding announcer that is like the MC to make sure everything happens on the dot. And just like, in Japan, you have a culture of announcing every moment, like at the cashier.
Stop.
No, I'm serious.
Is that really?
No. So I'll tell you, like, for example, so first of all, I didn't realize that like cutting the cake was such a huge thing. Like you get a huge long knife, and what happens is the announcer will say in Japanese, "Now it's time to cut the cake. Everyone, let's turn to the cake." And then the people rush out the cake at the timing that the announcer says it. Yeah. And now the bride and groom are going to go up to the cake. So then we go up to the cake. Now the bride and groom are going to take the knife. So we take the knife. And then we get it positioned like, and now they're going to cut the cake. And right as we cut the cake, we have to cut out a piece. And then they're like, and now the bride is going to feed the groom. No, the groom is going to feed the bride a piece of cake. And we have this little dainty spoon with like a small thing to like, so that you can feed
that literally has no purpose other than just like
for the cake. Yeah. But it's to not mess up her makeup. Yeah. And then they say, and now the bride is going to feed the groom, and they have this huge, like bigger than a soup spoon thing, and you take out like a huge chunk of cake and you like toss it in the groom's face, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, like I'll show you pictures later, but there's like pictures of me like this huge piece of cake that's like going all over my face and stuff. But the announcer will now announce everything, and I talked to my parents too, and they're like, yeah, it was so weird how everything was announced and everything ran on schedule. It wasn't like you had no free time in the reception.
Interesting.
Yeah, Natsumi and I hardly got to eat dinner
or
our
the
meal.
Really expensive meals that you have to buy for everybody.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
didn't get to participate in that.
Yeah, well, so what happened was so it's kind of decided that, you're going to, at the beginning, you're going to be in your wedding dress and whatever. And the groom always keeps the same clothes, but the bride changes clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go into a room to change, and then you come out together. And they brought our plates with us so that we could eat while we were changing. Yeah. And apparently it was really, like, another thing that was really interesting to me is it was a really big deal to pick who would escort you to the changing room, which was weird. Like, so I had to pick someone, and I'm like, crap, who am I going to pick?
You in the audience.
No. So I picked my sister. My sister almost cried because she, like, we've had a complicated relationship. So she was really happy with that stuff. But all she did is, like, she walked with us upstairs to the room.
Yeah.
We went in the room, we closed the doors, and then she walked back downstairs. But, like, picking
it's a real
escort was a huge thing.
It's a real feeling moment right there.
Yeah. It was, everything is so scripted.
Yeah.
But that's very, like, modern day Japanese culture, I think,
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's for me. I think this all feels so new to me. I mean, for the most part, because I've never been married before. So I think even if I were getting married in the U.S., this would be a new experience.
Yeah,
but I feel so out of my element.
Yeah,
because like first of all, my concept on prices is just. I have nothing to compare it to. So when we first talked about getting married, first I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be so expensive.
Yeah.
And then I was expecting, looking at places, I was expecting it to be about like $10,000 for the wedding ceremony. And then we get into like actually looking, and I'm talking about, we're looking at like Meiji Jingu, we're looking at like the top like temples around Japan. Even in Kyoto, and it's only like $3,000.
Yeah. So this is the thing. The ceremony is cheap.
Yeah.
The reception is where all the money gets spent. Yeah.
Where that's expensive. Huh?
Yeah. So like for us, what we did was one of the reasons it was so cheap for us was because we did our ceremony at the church that I attended.
Yeah.
At the time, and that was just across the street from the wedding reception.
Oh, okay.
Place. It was good. But yeah, so we were able to have our wedding ceremony for free.
Oh, that's so
and
nice.
that was nice. Yeah. But all of our costs was because of the reception. Yeah, they come out with the wedding planner with you, comes out with this huge book of like 50 pages of things to fill out and stuff.
Ooh,
but
wow.
in the end, dude, like the one thing that's similar between Japanese weddings and American weddings, I think, is that it's about the bride. It's her day.
I mean, that's...
You let her plan. You get out of the way.
Yeah.
Like that's... If she asks you, which one should you do? You just figure out what she wants you to answer with, and you just answer that way.
Yeah.
That's the same.
Yeah. That's interesting. Another thing that I've noticed, it's not entirely different, because giving the bride and groom gifts is still something you do in Western weddings.
Yeah.
But there's a very, I guess there's like a strict like rule where if you go to a wedding, you're supposed to give someone like sanmana.
Goshugi. Yeah. So what's it like in the United States?
Well, usually the bride and groom will have like a wedding list.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, here's stuff that we would like for our new life together.
Yeah.
And then you get something on the list. It's to allow somebody a flexible budget. So maybe they can't afford like a washing machine, but they can afford to get like a new dinner set for them. Right. And it also helps the bride and groom, so they're not getting like duplicates. Like they're not having like 8 people come and giving dinner sets. Yeah. That would just be a waste of time and money for them. So it's kind of nice, but like, I'm not gonna lie, like the money thing's pretty nice too. Cause then it's like, you just do whatever you want.
Dude, all the money that you get is going to go to the reception. No, I'm not kidding. So like what's happened now, so like in the States, I kind of like it because you create a wish list of items that you want for your life together. So people will be contributing to that. But in Japan, and also I heard in China too, it's the same thing.
Oh, really?
But you have a habit of just giving money. But because of that, when someone else subsidizes the cost of something, the price goes up.
Yeah.
So because of that, Japanese weddings tend to be like 20 to 30% more expensive than they are in the States.
Oh, really?
And
hey guys, if you've watched this far, you're going to love our Austin and Arthur friends.
In the Austin and Arthur friends, you're going to really improve your English listening, and I mean a lot. As a friend of ours, you will get each episode ahead of time with no ads, so you can watch before anyone else. But not just that, you can ask us questions or leave comments, and we will make a special video each week answering questions and responding to comments. These videos will not be released publicly. They are for friends, members only. It's a great way for you to ask our opinions directly and for us to respond directly. You'll also get listening practice questions and answers that you can check. Answers are for friends, members only. Oh, and anaume mondai mo desu ne. So you can check your listening. But not just that, for each episode, you'll get a list of native phrases we said from the video, along with practice sentences and pronunciation practice to help your speaking as well. You'll also get access to a members-only community where you can talk with us, the both of us. Mainly me, right?
No, definitely not.
This is a great way to support our show, but also get closer to us and improve your English as well. For more information, click on the link in the description box, the gayorang, or go to our website, austinandarthur.com. And yeah, so almost all of our Goshugi money went to pay for the reception.
Yeah.
So the reception knows everyone's going to be giving sanmai yen.
Yeah.
And so they kind of price things in accordance with that. So
yeah.
I really like the American system where, yeah, you do have to pay for the reception yourself, but you also get all these nice actual items that you really want, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
to be fair, I'm okay with just not getting items because my apartment is packed.
Dude,
so so crazy.
We will leave that for another another time. That's dangerous territory, man. That's dangerous territory.
It's a good life, but yeah, it's we just started living together the past month, and things are going great.
Yeah,
really great. I'm so happy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's different living with someone compared to living.
Yeah, but we'll. Pretty soon, that's good. That sounds like it's going to turn into a complaining session, so we'll turn to that.
It's just a different experience.
Yeah.
But yeah. So going back to weddings, you wore a tux?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have never worn kimono before.
Yeah. I only did for the photography session.
Oh, really? Oh, so you did wear one?
Yeah. So what we did is we took we had 2 photo sessions, one in tux and the dress, and also in the traditional Japanese clothes. And of course, the pictures that are in my family's house are the ones of us wearing the traditional clothes because that looks cool.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So I'm tepid about the whole situation. Tepid. I think that's the correct word to use.
Tepid means like you're not really sure about it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it comes from the fact that I think I'm American.
Yeah.
Where I feel like a fish out of water wearing like another culture's clothes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big reason why I actually it's kind of weird because I wear jinbei, like Japanese pajamas, every day.
Jinbei, okay.
Every single day.
Why not today?
Well, because we're doing the show, man. I can't just show up in jinbei unannounced.
I have a jinbei too. We could have had jinbei
We could have
day.
a jinbei party. Why are we? Okay, all right. Next time we'll do the jinbei party.
Okay.
I have 2 different jinbeis, man.
Really?
You want to match? I got black. I got white.
We'll coordinate jinbei next time for sure.
But it's funny because I wear jinbei every day.
Okay.
In fact, I actually took it on my trip to Seattle.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I was wearing jinbei at my parents' house in Seattle. I love jinbei. It's the greatest invention ever. I don't know why it's not spread across the entire world.
Yeah.
But I feel very comfortable with that. But as soon as we get into like yukata or kimono, I start feeling like, I've had this conversation with people. It's not cultural appropriation, but it feels weird.
Dude, that's just your. What this is this is your white guy. I'm afraid for the critics.
Yeah. Right. Because I mean, you're probably right.
I get it because, you know, if you were to do that in the States, people get super angry at you. Like, where are you appropriating like Japanese culture?
Yeah.
But like, so one time actually, I have a friend who is up until COVID, she was an Airbnb experience.
Yeah.
Person who would do photography sessions with people wearing kimono.
Yeah.
And for some promotion, I joined and we put on a kimono and stuff. We walked around. I'll tell you, so many of the local people in like we were in Shitamachi in Japan.
Yeah.
So many local people, especially the guys, looked at me like, "You're so good." Yeah. And they were really complimenting me a lot. And I was like, that was great.
Yeah. To be honest, I've had exactly the same experience when I've worn yukata before. It's like the way I would equate it is I saw a guy at my gym wearing a UW jersey.
Okay.
And I got really excited, and I've never met this guy in my life, but I walked up to that guy and was like, "Did you go to the UW?" He's like, "Yeah, I went there for 6 months." And I'm like, "That's awesome. I'm super happy." It's just like it's tribalism, right? Where you're able to connect. It's like, "Oh, you're part of my tribe."
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's really cool, and I understand that, but man, I just can't break the guilt.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Well, so like it's really interesting because in in the MFA, the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, they actually have a very impressive Japanese art section, by the way, which is pretty cool. And they actually have a section dedicated to Japanism, which was kind of a movement that actually influenced Van Gogh about the West's interest in Japan.
Yeah.
And Monet actually made this really beautiful painting of his wife in a kimono, in a bright red kimono.
I heard they briefly were really popular in Europe.
Yeah. And so he took he painted his wife wearing this beautiful red kimono, and it's this huge painting. It's probably like 2 meters tall, right? Yeah. It's huge. And very beautiful. One of like the main centerpieces there. And every Wednesday at the MFA, they used to have like a wear the kimono event or something where you could go and wear a replica of that kimono in the painting, and you could get your picture taken. And all of these Asian Americans showed up doing protests saying, "Stop appropriating Japanese culture."
See, that really disappoints me.
Yeah.
I really feel like, I mean, we're getting into a really deep concept, but we've talked about this before too. So I'm stealing your ideas also, but it's not appropriation to me. It's appropriation if you're using it to like make fun of the culture.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it in admiration of it, that shouldn't be appropriation, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the reason why probably you feel this kind of white guilt or whatever.
Definitely. But it's that whole thing has kind of opened me up to the sense that I have a huge drive to become more Japanese now.
Okay.
That's really motivated me in the past.
What do you mean become Japanese?
Well, since I've lived here, I've really clung to my American identity.
Yeah.
And I've always told myself, I plan on living in Japan forever. That's always been an end goal for me. I've never not thought that. But I've always thought I am going to be an American in Japan. I am slowly learning the language. I try to use it whenever I can. But I will always try to cling to my American identity. I don't want to lose that. I love being an American.
Yeah.
But just kind of experiencing things and kind of just preparing for this wedding and everything, and just kind of living with Yui, because Yui's a really traditional Japanese woman. She's like, her favorite thing is like she loves kendo and shoto.
Really?
Yeah. So
nice.
we were talking like, when we have kids, because I mean she wants to maybe not quit work entirely, but kind of go to like a more part-time thing once we start having kids. And she wants to be a shoto teacher, like a calligraphy teacher.
Nice.
When she's more part-timing. And so that's the kind of woman she is. And just being around her is like really inspired me to like kind of get in touch with like my Japanese side. Yeah. And just kind of like embrace like I said, becoming more Japanese here.
Yeah, no, I get that. For me, maybe like the reason why I started to learn Japanese and I wanted to move here was because I wanted to be like a manga artist. I just didn't like reading it. I wanted to draw, right?
Yeah.
But after that, I realized there's a lot of like beauty and depth in the traditional culture and the background here that, I mean, you don't really see so much in modern day Japan nowadays, but it's still there. It's just not in the front. It's kind of underneath a few layers of influence. But yeah, I mean, that's something that I've always really liked. And, now for me, I have a son who's 2 years old now.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about how can I raise him not to be just American, but how can I raise him to be Japanese and like kind of get the balance of both? And, for me too, like, on my main channel, I teach people English, and a lot of people learn English to escape Japanese society. But what I hope happens is through what I'm doing is that people will see their Japanese culture through a different light, like it, get more interested in it, to share it with people from all over the world. So I'm very happy to hear you say that.
Man, it's funny. It's funny how similar we are and how different we are sometimes.
You're ginger, I'm not.
See how it is. Are you calling me soulless?
No one's gonna understand that except for us. Gingers have souls.
But no, it's funny because I completely agree. So the main reason why I became an English teacher and moved to Japan was because when I came here, when I was a high schooler, I fell in love with this country. And I felt like it was my obligation for experiencing that to do the same thing with people here in Japan, to teach them all about English and show them American culture. Not so much so they fall in love with America, but so that they appreciate the country that they're in. Because especially you talk to a lot of people here and it's like, yeah, I'm in Japan, but I want to move to
Japan
like
sucks. I want to move to America,
or America or Australia or all these other places. And especially here in Tokyo, you talk to a lot of people here, and they kind of think that Japan's just like this kind of whatever country, and it's like, well, yeah, there's some things that suck here for sure.
Yeah,
but like it's also a really incredible place.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason why you and I still want to live here, And one of the things that I think, especially with modern Japanese culture, that I kind of like, that's not for everyone for sure.
Yeah.
Going back to the weddings thing, is kind of the scriptedness of everything. Because so when I go back to the States, sometimes I just don't know how to interact with people now because things are changing so fast, right?
That's fair.
Yeah, but like in Japan, it's like, okay, well, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this, and if you're out of line, if you look around you, you'll realize it. And you kind of like, there's like a decided way to do things. So, if you fit that, you can do it. If you try to fit that.
Yeah.
Now, someone like my sister, who doesn't like to fit into the rules, she likes New York a lot because she actually told me, she said, I like New York more than Tokyo because if I was in New York and I was crying, no one would pay attention.
That's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
No one would care here either.
Yeah, but what she meant is like, in Japan, there's so many unwritten rules about like behavior and stuff. Like you're supposed to act this way.
Yeah.
And if you like talking on the train, that's a big one.
Yeah.
If you're talking on the train, everyone will be thinking, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. No one will say anything.
Yeah.
But they'll be thinking that because you're breaking an unwritten rule.
Yeah.
So for me, as someone who can understand those rules and goes into those rules, I'm fine with that. But some people find that stifling, but I don't know. There's something comforting about it.
Yeah. No, I see where you're coming from. I feel like I would probably align a little bit more with your sister because I have never been a person that follows the rules in my life.
Yeah.
I used to get in trouble all the time with my parents. I used to get in trouble at school. Like even coming here in Japan as an exchange student, I had to wear the uniform, but I wouldn't really wear the uniform.
Oh, yeah, you told me about the buckle.
I would always have accessories on. So but I've always been a person who bends the rules and not breaks them.
Yeah, right. That's the important thing. You bend the rules, you don't break them.
Yeah, like I always knew what I could get away with without like really getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dude, speaking of that, because like we're going back to the like weddings have all these rules and stuff. Like, do you have any other questions or anything about weddings?
So here's a big one.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with my family when I went back to Seattle, and I want to hear what your opinion on it.
Okay.
This is so. Okay. I've had several discussions with Yui about starting a family right now.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we're starting a family. Like I want a kid. I'm 32 years old. She's 27. And it's like, the longer we wait on this, the more chances of like complications or something happening. And, I'm at that time in my life where I'm ready to have kids. Especially I see your kid all the time.
Dude, Lewis is so awesome.
I'm so jealous. I love Lewis so much.
Yeah.
He's so adorable.
Yeah.
But it's been so wonderful because, I've seen Lewis grow up. I remember when he was a baby, he wasn't walking around. Now he's like running around.
Dude, and this morning he was jumping at like such a fast speed, like jumping faster than I could. I'm like, how is this kid moving so fast?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
And my other friend, David, he has a 5-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And she was born like basically when I came here. So I got to experience her growing up, and now she's a little kid. She's about to go into elementary school.
Yeah, right.
And like, it's such a weird feeling, but like I just feel so envious now. It's like, oh my God, I want a kid. So I came back and I announced the news to my family, like, hey, I'm planning on having a kid, and my family was like a little shocked.
Yeah.
Like, wait, you're not married though first. You got to get married first.
Yeah.
And it's
but you're going to get married.
Well, yeah, of course. But it was compared to like we told Yui's family also, and they're just like, fantastic. Can you guys hurry up?
Yeah.
And it like just how it was received was just so different. It was really surprising to me. Now keep in mind, like my family's like really Christian.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really surprised about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, a lot of it is because I grew up Christian, I stopped being a Christian 4 years ago, but yeah, the whole thing is like, don't have sex before you're married.
Yeah.
And so that's probably the biggest thing for them. But, one thing that I also see is like, there's less of an emphasis being put on reproduction, on starting the next generation of having kids and raising kids. And really, when you think about it, like that's the bedrock of society. If you stop that, you're gone in 50 years, right? I mean,
for sure.
Yeah. So like, that's actually like one of the most important things that you can do.
Yeah.
I think. But as far as like a lot of people talk about how, I don't have enough money for kids or something, but especially for the first like 3 years until they go to school. And if they go to public school, it's not that bad. If they go to private school, then
you start paying more.
Yeah. But the thing is, so I live in Kawasaki, right?
Yeah.
And Kawasaki will give you $200 a month to support your kid for the first 2 years.
Tokyo's about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you have a kid for free, pretty much. And if that's the case, why not?
I mean, not only that, but I've looked into this, and Japan's actually got some really great support for both parents, not just women. So, like, obviously, you can take maternity leave, but Japan's pretty good with paternity leave also.
Oh, really? What's the rules for that?
So I think women are allowed like 6 months, and men are allowed like 3 months.
Really?
I'm kind of hazy on it, but that's what I've been told.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people don't take that because of like
because of work obligations and stuff,
and social pressure and stuff. Yeah,
sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm 100% planning on taking that.
Yeah.
I have. I mean, for legitimate reasons. It's really important to me that if we have when we have kids, that I really want my parents to spend some time.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to Seattle for like a month.
Yeah.
And just kind of live there and, you know, have my brother and sisters kind of interact with my kid and my mom and dad.
Yeah, dude, I got to tell you, so I'm really blessed and I'm very lucky with the fact that I work from home and I can take breaks whenever I want. I still have to get my stuff done. Yeah. But I can take breaks whenever I want. Like I even hear my son and my wife have come back home now. I heard them downstairs. Yeah. So after this, I can take a break and I can go see them, even though it's a weekday. Yeah. And it's funny because we have our neighbors actually is this half Japanese woman and this French guy.
Oh, really?
Who have a son, almost the exact same age as Lewis. I think he's like 2 months older or younger, something like that.
Okay.
And at the beginning, they were very similar. You know, they actually have the same curly hair. The reason why we got to know them was because people thought Lewis was that kid because they have very similar curly hairstyles, right?
Yeah.
But now when you look at them, because so both parents work, he goes off to Hoikuen.
Yeah. So what is Hoikuen?
A Hoikuen is like nursery, daycare kind of thing, childcare thing.
Yeah.
It's not, Yochien is kindergarten.
Yeah.
So before kindergarten is like daycare so that the parents can go to work while they're doing. So you pick them up from Hoikuen every day. But Lewis doesn't go to Hoikuen. He stays with Natsumi and sometimes I play with him too.
Yeah.
But now when you look at like Lewis's body strength, energy, and like outgoingness.
Lewis is a bodybuilder,
dude. It's like night and day.
His like walking around.
His traps, seriously, man, are huge. Yeah, no, but like so now, like when you look at them, right? So that other kid and the way that Lewis, even how they walk and how they run is completely different. You can see Lewis is way more coordinated and he's moving a lot faster, a lot more energy, and maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because of Hoikuen, maybe it's because of genetics, but I really think being present with your kid is super important. So as much time as you can take off, you should definitely take off, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but that's like, it's weird because they're both 2 years old now. And I see them playing together and it's like a whole different level.
Well, you gotta imagine it's like when that kid gets sent off to daycare.
Yeah.
Of course, the people taking care of him are really probably great.
Yeah.
Right. But there's a daycare right next to my apartment and I see those poor girls.
Yeah.
Usually they're like young 19-year-old, 20-year-old girls taking care of the kids. And there's like 30 kids.
Wow.
Like 5 of them.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're very, very busy. And like I said, I'm sure they're doing a fantastic job, but it's like, every one of those kids is not getting specific attention on them for more than a couple minutes at a time.
Right.
You know? And so, yeah, I completely agree. It's like if you're, you know, spending time with your kid versus sending them to a daycare, it's like they're getting a lot more time to develop themselves and, you know, do things versus like they go to a daycare, they're probably like sitting around playing blocks or like napping or listening to a story or something. Still good, but it's the level of development is probably a lot less.
But the good news is that in Japan, at least that is free. In America, you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think this is a good place to end. We finished
our sake. I'm really disappointed. This is great,
dude. Yeah. We can go down.
So good.
I'll walk you down. We can get one for sure. You can bring this back to Yui.
Yui loves sake. She would love this too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I already finished, so you have to finish your last just sip. All right. I'll see you next week.
Yep.